Hey, it's Wei, and welcome to another Happy Snack at Noon here at the Six Figure Academy, where we specialize in increasing your money flow, optimizing your mindset, but more importantly, creating life mastery, especially around happiness. So it's more than just about the money. It's been an interesting week since last week where I've been encountering a lot of conversations about what would happen because for some reason it feels like in this world money is speeding up quite a bit. And if you've been following the what's trending as of late, you'll see that money is behaving differently now. If anything, it is behaving in a way that is in our world what we believe is more true to its nature. Money being energy based, energy being a little bit more quantum and fast. So things are happening faster, both in and out, up and down. And so a lot of the questions that have been coming up as people are entertaining new wealth or new growth is about freedom. I've had a few conversations with people about freedom, and what we're going to be talking about today is why freedom, more specifically, financial freedom, is hard. And why the reason why that is why that financial freedom isn't yet there for you to grasp. Okay. In other words, a question I actually have posed a few people, or even made a statement and said, you know what, then what I'm seeing is that you don't want the freedom. And they said, wait, what? They're freaking out. It says, what do you mean I don't want freedom? What do you mean I don't want financial freedom? And I said, well, I asked you what you would do if you had financial freedom. And you know me, it's all about the definitions. It's all about how one is defining financial freedom. It's how one defines retirement. It's how one defines all of those things. And if your definition is a little bit shaky, or if it's a little bit nebulous, then your mind and your whole ecosystem of self will have a hard time staying motivated to reach a nebulous state. If you've ever had like a foot race, like if you ever had, like, I remember when I was little and we would get together on the street to run races. This is before like internet. And we would always identify where we start. Okay, let's have a race. And it says, okay, where do we want to race to? And we see this to this day. I mean, the other day I was in a volleyball tournament, playing a beach volleyball tournament, and they would do rock, scissors, paper to determine who would serve first, who would take side. And I still remember almost every time they came together, it says, do we do it on 3 or do we do it on 4? Okay, what is that? That's being specific. It's defining when things are actually going to happen. We could rocks 1, 2 on 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, right? On the fourth one. So they wanted to define what was the end state? What was the goal? Now, since we do that, so for what seems to be seemingly trivial things, it's an indication of what we're used to and what is important for us to get to where we want to go. Going back to the conversation about, I mean, not the conversation, but when I was little and wanting to race, we would say race, but we would always point out where we were going, what was going to be the finish line. Because if we didn't, then we would just run until what? We figured somebody would get tired and then they would be the winner, or someone who didn't get tired first and that's the winner. So we don't know, right? Unless we point out, well, let's just run to that tree at the end of the block there, and whoever gets there first to touch the tree is the winner. That gave us a very clear direction on where we wanted to go when that happened. Now, as we got older, the complexity of our goals became tenfold, hundredfold, sometimes infinitely fold. And that's why, in order for us to, well, we kind of get lazy about it and just not invest the time and energy to get crystal clear of what it means to have financial freedom. I had a conversation with a buddy just the other night talking about, well, what would you do? What would you do if money was no longer a concern to you and you have what? He goes, financial freedoms? Yeah, how about freedom in general? Let's just talk about freedom. What would you do at that time? I would work on my projects. I would do more charity work. And I said, what kind of charity work? He goes, I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? He says, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I says, why haven't you thought about that? He says, well, I'm not there yet. So you're just going to decide after you get there? He goes, yeah. Have you ever run a foot race before? And so what I'm realizing that if there has been a challenge reaching financial freedom for yourself, maybe it's because you have yet to invest the time and energy and maybe even money to get support around helping you get clear of what financial freedom actually is. Forget the financial part. Let's just talk about freedom. Because what's happening right now is that more and more people are experiencing the true speed of money in this world that we're living in today, and they're getting themselves close to what they thought was freedom, only to arrive and self-sabotage their success because they had no idea what that freedom was supposed to be. And so what you do on a deep unconscious level, you go back to what you know, which was the struggle. Most of us spend so much time in the struggle that that's the most defined aspect of our existence. And so when we get to a part that's not defined, the unconscious mind will just naturally go back to the defined, the default, what is known. When that happens, that requires to self-sabotage on some level, whether it be financial or do something to curtail the freedom that you just achieved so that you can be in a state of comfort again. Interesting, right? So why financial freedom is hard, or just freedom in general is hard, is why I said it's because you really don't want freedom. And the reason why you don't want freedom is because you have yet to invest the time and energy to define that freedom fully, as you would define in a foot race, as you would define when to actually throw out the rock, scissors, or paper. Very specific, right? Touch the tree, across the finish line, break through the ribbon, on the 3 or on the 4. Okay? So this is what I challenge you to do. If this resonates with you and you find yourself thinking about, yeah, I really don't know what that freedom is, or what freedom is, or what financial freedom truly means to me. And if you're sitting there rattling off all these different things to do, my question to you, is it written down? Is it part of your master plan? Have you sat down and really committed to that? Now, the next level of that is once you write that down, you want to ask yourself, is this something that somebody told me what I should do with my freedom? Or is this something that truly touches my heart and hits me in the gut in terms of the soul, like kind of wrenching type of, yes, this is totally what freedom is to me. This would completely kind of like fill my cup, so to speak. If not, then maybe you want to kind of reevaluate that definition. If you have your financial advisor or your wealth advisor telling you that this is what your retirement should look like, and this is what you need to put in place, and it doesn't really resonate with you, then there's something missing. I'm not saying that the financial advisor or the wealth advisor is wrong. They're just giving you a piece of the puzzle that requires you to meet it halfway, as to give you the reason why they're setting that up for you. Because that financial freedom needs to be a facilitator for something deeper within you. And this is why financial freedom is hard. So I challenge you to sit down, really prioritize investing what it is that you're working for, what it is that you're wanting to achieve as financial freedom or just freedom. And then you'll find that once you hit that moment of truth within you and you'll feel it, that it's going to almost trigger some emotional response, you're going to find, and we see this all the time with our students and clients, that you're going to achieve and hit that freedom, that definition of freedom, faster than ever, because now you're motivated. Now you know exactly where you are going. And the interesting thing is, oftentimes we'll define it within a realm of certain reality and we'll blow the doors off, and then you get to do it again because now you're reaching levels that you never thought were possible. It happens all the time, and it's such a cool thing to see, and that's why we do what we do. So if you found this helpful, give us a like here. If you didn't find it helpful, then just give a thumbs down. We'd love to hear your comments about whether or not your financial freedom or your definition of freedom is clear, or if you have been doing that and you have been hitting new levels of freedom over and over again. We'd love to hear that as well. Or if there's a different happy snack topic that you would love for me to talk about, you can put it in the comments again. Okay, other than that, subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any more of these happy snacks. We do it every single week live, and it's a short thing. It's a short snack. Okay, have a great week, and I will see you all next week. All right, see ya.